Hi, so I'll be talking about the popular fashion period from the Victorian age. I have 3 people in my audience, although my sister's probably going to be going in and out of my room, but I have 2 other people. Can you say hello?
Hello.
Can you say hello? Thank you. Okay, so I'll be talking about, obviously, what I just said. Specifically undergarments, that's the main topic that I'm going to be talking about today, and other just random facts during this period. Okay, so the first thing I want to touch on is undergarments, like I said, but corsets more popularized during this time. So I'm going to be talking about corsets and basically just pros and cons. Firstly, they provided support for your back, lower back, and chest area. They did cause severe ribcage damage and deformations. They have they increased already existing health problems like asthma, and they also increased it for people who didn't have it. Like a normal person like me would be suffering with gasping of air during this period. This was a popularly known fashion statement. Not only the wealthy people could wear them, but also the poor people could wear them, because it was actually really easy for poor people to make these things, and they actually ended up making a lot of these things themselves. So this is what they would have looked like during this period. This is the main bodice, and then this is the backing of the corset. This would be where you'd cinch it in. So yeah. These are made out of all type of things, not really one specific thing. The next one I'll be talking about is petticoat, or the underskirt, more widely known. It was made out of stiff fabric out of horsehair, popular from the mid 1850s to 60s. The change or the development happened between the 1870s and 1880s, was when it was no longer made from horsehair. Provided support for large skirts to lay on top of, as I'll show you, and they eliminated body odor that a woman would have from not showering for years. Well, not really years. They would shower once a year, but they would suppress whatever body odor would be under the skirt by this thick fabric. And then, so this is what this skirt would look like under, and then the skirt would basically poof out on top like that. Yeah, you've probably seen pictures of a lot of these things already. A popular misconception during this period was Victorian clothing was only black and gray. The discovery of new and cheaper dyes made it possible for the poor to wear bright colors, not only the royals. The discovery of new and cheaper dyes made it possible for the poor to wear bright colors, not only royals. So there was a popular misconception that only the royal people or the wealthy people could wear bright colored clothing because of dye being too expensive. But during this period was actually when they discovered that dye could be much cheaper, and was actually more cheaply made, because they found I forget the name of it, but they found out that was much easier to make dye with. So yeah, that's a very popular misconception. An unspoken rule during this period, basically, where like one was just not heard of, but like it was forced upon, people just knew all around, was one of Queen Victoria's rules, where wearing black to symbolize your widow or your spouse, whoever passed away, their death. You would have to wear black for a whole year to basically in honor of their soul, their body, you know. This was mandatory. It was not fashion. This was strictly forced upon women specifically, not as much as the males, but more like the widows. And you could have gotten a lot of trouble for not doing so, or obeying by this rule. My conclusion: this period of time is what changed fashion all over the world. Undergarments are much easier to put on nowadays, as they're only 2 pieces and much thinner. And we also shower and wash our clothing now, every day, as a lot of people should. At the time, these corsets and underskirts and new dyes were all the craze, like how your new clothing is nowadays. You get really excited when you see new clothing you've never seen before. But yeah, this is just my topic that I was most interested in. Thank you.